What is up, guys? Welcome back to the Lumsden Motorsports Garage. I'm Wade Lumsden. Today we're going to keep working on the Tuff truck. Okay, so making good headway here. Things I've done. I took my driveline stuff to a driveline shop. Gonna have to get a custom one made because the driveline that I found, the U-joint is really large, and they don't make a U-joint that goes from what's currently on the driveline to my rear end, or to the pinion on the rear end. So they're gonna have to cut that off, put on a new end on the driveline to something that does adapt, which is all right. So should hopefully have that in a couple days, and then maybe this thing can move forward and backwards. Granted, I don't have a shifter hooked up, so still got to work on that. But other thing, went and got myself some. Look at all that aluminum tubing, 4-inch tubing. Got myself an adapter. This is actually like 3 11/16 or whatever on the intake over here. So got an adapter to go from that up to 4-inch tube. And then so I should be able to figure out my intake thing today. But the other thing I'm going to do right now, I am been super concerned about what I'm going to do with my pinion angle. I've got to get it down, so I'm going to look and see how much adjustment I've got, even just in this third link. Maybe I could pull some out there without, way tweaking or overloading the leaf springs, because by doing that you're putting some twist in it, right? If you just tweak that. And then the other thing I have, there's already a set of wedges. I don't know if you guys could see them over there, but there's already a set of wedges underneath the leaf springs, and I could get another set of wedges and like combine them and weld them together to get what I want, but I'm not 100% sure if that's the hot ticket. They're both steel. I could probably weld them together. I don't know. I just want to see what I can get, because it's not going to take much, right? I think I need somewhere in the 4 to 6, 8 degrees would make it perfect, but you want to be like within 4 degrees. So like 6 to 8 degrees would be phenomenal, if I can get that. So we'll start with just trying to tweak this. So really what it is adjusting, sucking in the top there and the bottom down there to make the arm lift up like this, so that when it bolts over there, I push it down and it pushes the arm down, which should twist this all downwards. I think that makes sense. So I'm gonna see what I can come up with here. More wind. Tiss is checking some pinion angle. We pulled the bar out. When I unbolted it, it twinged down and dropped down. So, which means that the pinion dropped the way I wanted it to, but then there was no connection here. So we adjusted. Well, let's be honest. There was only one Heim right there that would spin. The other ones wouldn't spin. And I could have sworn I put anti-seize on these freaking things, but I guess not. But only one Heim spun. So we adjusted that to where we could. We also, to get what we wanted, we flipped our bar upside down. Now, do I think that's what we should have done? Probably not, but it's what we did. And it bolted right up. And so Tiss is about to get a pinion measurement. What are we guessing? We're about 7.5. 7.5, 8?
Yeah.
That's a heck of a lot closer than we were. So
yeah, and that one's about 4.
About 4. Okay. I mean, theoretically, that's runnable. But I would like to get this one down another 3 degrees. To do that, we need to get some. We need to get that front heim to adjust. Really, is what we need. And we tried everything. Man, we had what, giant pipe wrench and pipe, and we were breaking some stuff.
Shot myself with a piece.
Yeah, a piece broke off of a heim and shot him, and yeah, it was pretty bad. And I don't have a torch that has gas right now to be able to heat it up to try to loosen it up. But once we get the driveline back and we shove it in here, and we can get a true out of transmission angle of driveline, angle of pinion measurement. Because when I did that, I basically just held the old driveline up next to it to get as close to what I could, or what I thought it would be. So we'll keep going from there. You doing all right down there?
Yeah.
Hey,
Ready for a nap.
you got a whole lot prettier.
Oh, that's because you covered me with the... You know what?
Ah, go back. All right, guys, so trying to figure out our intake stuff. I got myself a bunch of tubes. We thought about doing some crazy things like hooking it up and having it go back up over the engine, but then we realized we still need to run throttle. And then every other one that I have is ginormous, and would put it like way out here, way over there, way down there, I mean, yeah. And originally I thought I bought a long filter. I bought a long filter like that, and then I thought I bought a short fat one, but it's oval.
It's a little different.
It's a little bit different in the shape. So what we landed on was I had this tube and that filter, and when we get it in here, what it should do is come out and go across.
Wait, hand me the regular. You ready?
Oh yeah, I guess I can. I'm trying to film. I've been really bad about filming stuff right now. So, but we got the adapter on here from the 3, and it was actually 3 3/4 to 4-inch, and then I think we're gonna come out and come over here, and then I think our premise is you'll see it here in a second, but the filter ends up like way over here. But I think we can build a cradle off of these other brackets. And I think Chris is gonna try to set it up in place here. Look at that. That looks pretty good to me. But I think the premise will be to build a bracket that kind of cradle holds it right here, as well as have something to mount a mud shield to protect it. So the other thing that was a mess up is I bought clamps, and I said, hey, I need 4-inch clamps. Well, this is 4-inch ID on the adapter here, and this goes up to 4-inch ID here. So this would be good for inside the boot, not the outside of the boot. So I need to get one that's like 4 1/4 or a little bit longer. And then we can clamp that thing into place. And now we just have one more thing to fabricate.
Yay. Why did I ever suggest that?
I loved the idea. So I really think that's going to work out really well, especially since I get to take all those tubes back.
Yeah.
Yeah. I didn't realize how expensive these tubes were until I walked out with like 6 of them. So
You paid one employee's year's worth of wage.
yeah, something like that. So we'll keep moving forward here, but I like the way that I like where this is going. Did I already go? We already went over the stuff on the rear end, so right on. We'll see what else we can get done. Okay, guys, so honestly haven't gotten a whole lot more actually done, but I've been trying to plan for my throttle linkage. Throttle's up here. Piece of aluminum in the way. Throttle's up here, right? There goes my safety switch. And I got to get, you know, throttle pedal over there. That's got to equate to throttle being pulled over here. So kind of what I'm thinking is some type of bar that goes across, step on the throttle, it twists this and then twists that, but I'm not 100% sure how I'm going to make that happen. I think I have a couple ideas, but that's gonna probably be on another video. So I just wanted to, you know, let you know kind of what's coming down the pipeline, I guess. At this point, we have, it's Monday. It's Monday. And this truck is supposed to race Friday. Yeah. So I'm starting to hit a time crunch, but we're a lot closer than I thought we would be. Honestly, getting the drive line dropped off so it can get taken care of, and some of this intake tube stuff. My biggest concerns are, you know, tunnel and gauges now. I feel a whole lot better about the pinion angle. I'm pretty sure I would race it right where it's at, but I think I'd like to get 1 or 2 more degrees out of it if I can make that happen. So still lots to do. Not a whole lot of time to do it with. The wind is never my friend. Again, Tis was here for us to weld some stuff in, and the wind's just blowing like crazy, so we worked on other stuff. I still got to put the front bars back in, right? When I say I do, Tis does, but he's going to weld plates here on all 4 of those mounting points and make it to where it bolts in and out. So if we ever have to do this whole engine thing again, we can. But and then I got to enclose. I don't think I'm going to enclose it completely, that whole front engine area, but I want to enclose it some so that I can minimize the mud and dirt and stuff that's getting kicked up into the engine bay as much as possible. So, I mean, just when you start tinning stuff in, that takes a while. So, again, not a whole lot of time. Other thing on the list is tires and wheels, right? I got tires. I mean, they're pretty old. I'll probably still be able to run these tires, but my wheels, I bought a kit to weld on bead locks onto these. So, you know, one more welding project that I got for my brother to do. We kept blowing. We either blew front tires when we were landing on jumps, or I blew a rear tire once coming around a corner, being two-wheel drive, you know, coming around a corner fishtailing really hard. So put bead locks on it, and hopefully we won't have any tire issues. Yeah, anyways, lots to do. Not a whole lot of time to do it in. Just going to do the best that we can, and then hopefully we are actually going to be racing Friday night. So at this point, I'm going to end the video. So don't forget to like and subscribe. Any questions, comments, concerns down below. My brother's not here, so keep the dirty side down. And thanks for watching, guys. See you next video. Peace.